10 News begins with breaking news.
A mother killed in a car crash, her child badly hurt, and it all happened at an intersection off Calle Cristobal in Mira Mesa. Good morning. I'm Kalina Estrinos in for Virginia Cha.
And I'm Jason Martinez. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala joins us live from the scene in Mira Mesa now. And Mimi, do we know how the child is doing right now?
Yeah, guys, police tell us that that child was badly hurt. He's in the hospital right now with some serious injuries. Police are wrapping up their investigation here at Calle Cristobal. It's just a heartbreaking scene as family members started showing up this morning. This is right across from Lopez Ridge Park. Now, the mother was taking her child to school around 7 this morning when they got in this terrible crash with another car. The driver of the other car was headed to work, but police say this is a very difficult crash to investigate because of the lack of witnesses. We know the mother in the white car was pulling out of the homes here at Canyon Park Villas, and the driver of the silver car was headed westbound down Calle Cristobal when they collided. What we still don't know is which driver was at fault and if the speed or fog contributed to this crash. Now, the mother in the crash has not yet been identified. We're expecting the roads here to open up in just a little bit. We're going to continue following this and bring you any new developments as we continue to learn more. For now, we're live in Mira Mesa. Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
All right, Mimi, thank you very much. Breaking news as well. Plastic containers on the roadway lead to a full-blown hazmat investigation in Carlsbad.
Yeah, it started just after 8 o'clock this morning on Poinsettia Lane on the east side of the 5 freeway. And 10 News anchor Jim Patton joins us live from the scene. And Jim, there is a huge response there.
Yeah, there really was, and it turned out to be standard pool chemicals, so you would wonder why there was such a big response. And first, I want to point out to you that Poinsettia is wide open now and the scene has been cleared, but we did talk to Carlsbad Fire Department by why such the big response.
Even though it's standard pool chemicals, it still has a tendency to off-gas, and it has a visible, almost looks like a smoke, and that can be hazardous if you're in too close proximity to it. When you breathe it, can cause some respiratory complications.
You know, fortunately, no signs that anyone experienced such complications from this particular spill. In all, there were 4 one-gallon plastic containers that could be seen on the roadway. They were believed to be hydrochloric acid, a common pool chemical. Hazmat crews could be seen pouring a liquid on them to neutralize them. Local residents also advised to stay indoors as they dealt with the scene. Others showed up, though, to check out what was going on. They were just kept behind the hazmat tape just for their safety. Incident did, though, create some traffic headaches, and coming up in the next half hour, we'll hear from a local resident about that. But everything fine here right now. The scene has been cleared. Reporting live in Carlsbad, Jim Patton, 10 News.
Renee Nelson here, and this is happening now in the Live Center. Arnold Schwarzenegger, that is, recovering from emergency open heart surgery. The former California governor went to the hospital yesterday for a catheter valve replacement, but he developed complications. Well, the action star turned politician is said to be in stable condition today. Schwarzenegger had an aortic valve replaced back in 1997. He said at the time the condition was congenital and had nothing to do with steroids. Jason?
All right, thank you very much, Renee. And new today, a high-speed pursuit ends downtown near Ash and Front Street. And here's video from the 10 News breaking news tracker. This was at 4 this morning. Officers cuffed the driver, sat him down right next to that parking meter. At one point, that driver was going over 100 miles per hour down the 5. Right now, it's still unclear what started that chase.
And new today, a man plows right into a row of parked cars in University City. Our 10 News breaking news tracker also here, Paul Andrick, who keeps an eye out for breaking news overnight, heard the call and arrived just in time to shoot the active scene on Camino Gloria. Glass and debris scattered all over the place. 7 cars were damaged. Police do say that drugs and alcohol were not a factor. The driver and the female passenger weren't hurt.
The wife of the Pulse nightclub shooter, not guilty on all charges. Today, a jury decided that Noor Salman did not aid in her husband's killing spree or mislead law enforcement in their investigation. Omar Mateen shot and killed 49 people and injured 58 others at the Pulse nightclub in 2016. Salman was facing life in prison. Her family says she plans to return to California, which is where she's originally from, and live with her young son.
Developing story, President Trump making a surprise announcement regarding Syria. He's signaling that the U.S. could soon withdraw from the country. ABC's Arlette Sons explains why it's catching the Pentagon and the State Department off guard.
Speaking to union builders in Ohio, President Trump telegraphed a possible strategy change in Syria.
And by the way, we're knocking the hell out of ISIS. We'll be coming out of Syria like very soon. Let the other people take care of it now. Very soon.
That message contradicts his repeated pledge not to warn the enemy about U.S. military strategy.
America's enemies must never know our plans or believe they can wait us out. And we no longer tell our enemies our plans.
The surprise announcement caught his own administration off guard.
I have not seen the president's comments myself. I don't know the context in which his comments were said. But I can say that as a general matter, this administration looks to other countries to help out.
Just one day before, the commander in charge of forces in the Middle East issued this statement, saying the U.S. mission in Syria is strictly focused on the defeat of ISIS, and it is our intention to continue to focus on the aspects of ISIS that still need to be addressed. 2,000 U.S. troops currently serve in Syria, where ISIS maintains a significant presence. And the battle still rages on. In January, the Pentagon said it won't use a timeline-based approach, and former Secretary of State Rex Tillerson explained why the U.S. must remain in Syria.
The United States will maintain a military presence in Syria, focused on ensuring ISIS cannot reemerge.
Shortly after the president's comments, 2 members of the U.S.-led coalition in Syria were killed by an IED attack and 5 were wounded. The U.S. confirms one of those killed was an American. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
The Trump administration plans to require immigrants applying to come to the U.S. to submit five years of social media history. The White House made the announcement yesterday, and it says they will have to submit their social media handles for specific platforms that the government lists. It comes after the administration plans to do more vetting of people coming into the U.S.
Well, happening today, the Padres, they might have lost their home opener, but fans are still planning to pack East Village for today's block party. About 40,000 people are expected to head out for the celebration. There'll be food and a game zone for the whole family with baseball-themed games and a rock wall. The block party starts at 2 p.m. today and runs until 8 p.m. and it's totally free. It kicks back up tomorrow at noon. Well, there'll be a pet expo and a fashion show.
New today, the city facing a class action lawsuit from a lawyer who says dockless bikes get better treatment than homeless people. Scott Dreyer is the lawyer behind the suit. He says it all boils down to a poorly written law used to hassle homeless people. It's called the encroachment statute. It makes it a misdemeanor to place objects along a public street or sidewalk, among other things. Citations surged during the recent Hep A outbreak. Dreyer, although, says that dockless bikes violate the law, have not been penalized.
You see a statute that's so vague that it can be subjectively enforced. That's just wrong. That goes against everything we were taught.
The city attorney's office is yet to file a response to the lawsuit. They turned down our requests for an interview. Dreyer says that he's met with the city and thinks a solution could be built to build more storage units for the homeless.
Happening today, city buildings will be closed for Cesar Chavez Day. That includes courts, libraries, and rec centers. Trash service today will not be impacted and parking meters won't be enforced. If you're looking for some spring fun as well, golf courses and skate parks are still open. And if you're into spring cleaning, the Miramar landfill is also open.